the place where we're discussing it now has to deal with the conversation of anti-Semitism. So you're Jewish, I'm Jewish, and you have been on lists of influential Jews in media and in academia. I once actually read one of those lists. That's as close as I've ever gotten to being on one of those lists. The number of people that I have spoken to since the attack on Israel and the murder of 1,400 by the terrorist group Hamas, the Jews that I have spoken to are very shaken, beyond shaken. I've never seen this in my life, and many of them are surprised that the people that they collaborate with, coordinate with, the liberals and the leftists and the progressives that they've always been friends with, and they fought for this, and George Floyd was terrible, and my gosh, look at the oppression over here, and we need Black Lives Matter over there. All of a sudden, these people are not with them, and they are shocked and they are stunned. And there was this video of this girl, the student at Cal Berkeley, saying to one of the deans, "We're doing everything we can, and yet we're getting all this hate. Why aren't you doing anything to help us?" And my immediate response was, "You didn't know that these liberals hated you?" As I now pose the question to you, how much of an eye-opener is this to Jews across America, maybe across the diaspora, that their liberalism will not save them from the anti-Semitism that is really baked in to today's progressivism?
Yeah, I think this is an eye-opener for a lot of left-leaning, liberal, progressive Jews who thought that the progressive movement was their friend. And as we've known through history, the Marxist movement is not the Jews' friend. Okay, it might use them as cover from time to time, but it's not our friend. And so they have really, I know a lot of people, and I've seen this and I've heard this, a lot of people are shocked that the anti-Semitism is coming for the left, because they've been spoon-fed by the media and by their universities and by the newspapers that anti-Semitism is a MAGA thing. Anti-Semitism is people running around in Chicago at night attacking Jesse Smollett with a red hat on. I mean, they've been fed a fantasy. That's not to say there isn't anti-Semitism on the right. Certainly there is. But the right doesn't control the institutions in our country. The left controls the institutions. And so the progressive anti-Semitism, the progressive embrace of people who want to destroy half the Jewish population in the world, meaning the Jewish population in Israel, who want to destroy that population in the historic homeland of the Jewish people, they are the real threat. That's not to say, again, that there aren't isolated incidents where there have been crimes and murders committed by people on the far right. But as an institutional matter, as a societal matter in the United States of America, the left is far more dangerous.
Talking to William Jacobson, Cornell Law Professor, the mind behind legalinsurrection.com. This was the tweet that made me reach out. For the 9 millionth time, you write, sir, academia, particularly in the humanities and social sciences, is completely broken and has been taken over by radicals more extreme than you can imagine. It cannot be reformed internally. And this was in response to a tweet from Guy Benson, who has been doing a very good job of putting things out there. He's over there at Fox News and Town Hall regarding Northwestern University, in this case, their Asian alumni, that is saying that Israel is responsible for what has happened, and Hamas, and you hear this in so many ways from so many of these leftist groups, it is Hamas that is nothing more than a resistance fighting the occupation. This is one heck of a statement from you, sir. It cannot be reformed internally. So how is it reformed?
And that's a statement I've made. Maybe it's not the 9 millionth time, but maybe the 8th millionth time. I've been saying that for years. I've been saying it in writing. I've probably said it on your show before, that these departments, the Asian Studies Department, the English department at a lot of places, the political science department, have been completely taken over by people who have a worldview that is hostile to Israel, that's frankly hostile to the United States. And that's what you get when you have a group of professors at Northwestern, apparently, in the Asian Studies Department, signing a letter basically saying, hey, Hamas is just doing what you would expect them to do. They're just a political movement. They're just a militant group. They are nothing, out of the ordinary. You're to blame. You, the victim, is to blame because you're Jewish in the historical Jewish homeland, which had a Jewish presence before there even was an Islam, before the region was taken over in Muslim conquest, that you are the problem. So this is victim shaming and victim blaming that doesn't really take place with anybody else except when progressives talk about Jews.